St. Lucia, one of the most beautiful islands in the Eastern Caribbean. Its lush hills and valleys are home to some of the region's most prolific creative talents, most notably the Nobel laureate for literature, Sir Derek Walcott. Quite fittingly, a new movement for the creative-minded is blossoming in this island paradise. Enter HeadPhunk.
But HeadPhunk is a showcase for young talent, particularly performance poetry and original music. That's what it started as, but since then we've opened up the stage, to any kind of art form at all, any kind of performance art or any kind of visual art. As long as people could see and you could show it, that's what it's all about. It's really just a stage, an open stage for young artists to come and just show off their work.
See, music presents impeccable intimacy, an emotional language like Viens mon amour. Nous allons danser toute la nuit et faire de la musique douce et belle ensemble.
Really and truly, HeadPhunk started one Sunday at a lunch. 5 friends were sitting down having lunch. Actually, one person said, "You guys want to start a revolution?" And that's how it started. And we started to, talk about it and came up with a name there right away. A HeadPhunk, very interesting. The name itself, it's about getting into your head and just messing with your head. So we started downtown. We were able to speak to the owner of a small cafe downtown, that's Champs Cafe in downtown Castries. He had a nice little platform outside, and there was a electric light right over it, and we just felt that it had a nice little ambience. So we started right there. Eventually ended up at Samans Park, actually in the grotto at Samans Park, thanks to Landmark Events, who are now sponsors of HeadPhunk. We run in the grotto for a couple months, and then Hurricane Thomas came and decided, you guys like the grotto too much. But Landmark allowed us to stay in the main yard and continue the show, and we've been there from since then. The stage is open to anybody. You could just come to the shows the last first day of the month. You come up, you register, your name and your piece. And then you go on stage and perform. And what happens is that when people perform, eventually people become a part of a family.
This day is young, the future gold, like the open sky. Well, I found you and I found I felt the highest high.
I feel it in the cool dusk coming, in the small ultimatum of light switches. I feel it in the sound of the Atlantic entering the house alone, in the colorful silence of its precious stones. Thank you.
My inspiration. I write about things that happen to me and things that I think that other people can relate to.
Diary of a hungry Lucian woman. Nibble, nibble, nibble. Enjoying temptation in moderate slices. Oh, how I want you. Well, parts of you. That part right there under your skin. Excuse me while I wipe off my chin.
It's not just a group of people that's HeadPhunk, it's a movement. So even if you would see sometimes the same faces, but there's another time you just see a whole morphing of different faces just coming to the event. You have song, you have dance, you have art, you have photography. It's a whole mix of the art.
HeadPhunk is already starting to achieve some of the main objectives that it had from the beginning. That was to showcase an art form that was dying, and then to showcase those young artists, to to create a stage for people who didn't otherwise didn't have that stage to perform, for people to see them. They didn't know where to go, where to start, that kind of thing. And that was a big thing for us, that we would get that kind of recognition, and HeadPhunk artists would be able to perform at big events like St. Lucia Jazz and Arts Festival. But to actually have our own night, that's even bigger than we dreamed, and it's wonderful. And from the response of the tourist board, it looks like it's something that's going to continue.
Mais dans des petits fleurs, nous là, je vis nous, à